Welcome back, Crenshaw fans. We're on chapter 47. I couldn't fall asleep that night. Sounds echoed off the walls of our empty apartment. Shadows loomed and shrank. A question kept nagging at me. Why did things have to be this way? Life isn't always fair, Crenshaw had said. His words reminded me of an interesting nature fact Miss Malone had taught us last year in 4th grade. Bats, she said, actually share food with each other. She was talking about vampire bats. The ones that slice open sleeping mammals in the dark of the night. They don't actually suck blood. It's more like they lap it up, which is awesome enough. But the really amazing part, the no way part, is that when they get back to their caves, they share with the unlucky bats who haven't found anything to eat. They actually puke up warm blood into the hungry bat's mouth. If that's not the coolest nature fact ever, I don't know what is. Miss Malone said maybe bats are altruists, which means they're sharing to help the other bats, even if it's a risk. She said some scientists say yes, some say no. Scientists love to disagree about things. Miss Malone looked at me then because even though it was only like the 3rd week of school, she already had me pegged pretty well. Jackson, she said, maybe you'll be the one to settle the great are bats nice guys debate. I said probably not because I wanted to be a cheetah or manatee or dog scientist, but I would keep bats in mind as a backup plan. Miss Malone said something else about bats that day. She said she sometimes wondered if maybe bats are better human beings than human beings are. So I think Jackson, and I'm wondering if you're thinking too, is comparing bats to humans and wondering why all humans can't just share their food and help each other out a bit more, because their family, we know, is in need of some help. Chapter 48. I must have finally fallen asleep because I woke from a horrible nightmare. I was panting. Tears streamed down my cheeks. The moon was wrapped in fog. Crenshaw placed a paw on my shoulder. Gently, he butted his head against mine. Bad dream? He asked. I don't remember it, really. I was in a cave. I think, and I was yelling for someone to help me, and nobody would listen. I'll help, said Crenshaw. I'll listen. I turned to him, looking in his eyes. I could see myself reflected. I can't go with my family, I said. My own words surprised me. I can't live in the minivan again. I don't want to have to worry anymore. I'm tired, Crenshaw. I know, he said. I know. I blinked. The answer was obvious. I had to run away. It wasn't going to be much of a trip. I'd just have to ask Marisol if I could stay with her. She had plenty of room. I could help around the house. I leaped up. Crenshaw watched me, but he didn't say a word. It wasn't like I had a lot to pack. I grabbed my pillow, my keepsakes bag, some clothes, and my toothbrush. The way I figured it, I'd go over to Marisol's house before my family woke up. Marisol was an early riser. She wouldn't mind. It was hard to find a piece of paper and a pencil. But I managed. Aretha and Crenshaw watched me chew on the pencil as I tried to decide what to write. What should I say? I asked as much to myself as to Crenshaw. Tell the truth to the person who matters most, said Crenshaw. You. And so I did. Dear Mom and Dad, here are the facts. I am tired of not knowing what is going to happen. I am old enough to understand things. I hate living this way. I'm going to live with Marisol for a while. When you figure things out, maybe I can join you. Love, Jackson. P.S. Aretha likes to sleep on my pillow, so don't forget. P.P.S. Robin needs to know what's happening too. In an envelope, I put $10 I'd made from walking the Goucher's dachshunds. On the outside, I wrote, to cover 2 unfortunate incidents where I used very bad judgment, please give $7 to Safeway for 2 jars of Gerber chicken and rice and $3 to the Pet Food Express for a cookie shaped like a cat. Oh, so it looks like for the first time, friends, Jackson is really telling the truth to his parents, to himself. Chapter 49, Tap, 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 tap. It was Robin knocking on my door. Jax! I dropped my pencil. Go to sleep, Robin. It's late. It's scary in my room. It'll be morning soon, I said. I'll just wait here by your door, Robin said. I have Spot to keep me company. I looked at Crenshaw. He held up his paws. Don't ask me. Human children are infinitely more complicated than kittens. Please go back to bed, Robin, I pleaded. I don't mind waiting, she said. I stood. I went to the door. I hesitated. I opened it. Robin came in. She had Spot, her pillow, and her Lyle book. I looked at her. I looked at my note. I crumpled it up and tossed it aside. We read Lyle together until we both fell asleep. So what do you think that means, readers? Can you infer? That means, can you put the clues together? I'd like you to infer whether Jackson is going to run away or not. Please make a guess in your own mind of what you think. Is he going to run away or not? And then I'd like you to think about what clues did the author give us to let us know what Jackson's going to do. What clue did you use to come up with your inference, your inferring, what you think is going to happen next? Okay, friends, we are getting very close to the end. Only a few more chapters. I will see you next time.